All right, so let's get back to the hotline. We got one of the biggest dudes that have been supporting me in the barbershop since day one. I remember one of my first joints that I ever put out on YouTube. This man was there holding me down. He holds me down, hits me up on Twitter, all the above. Nasser, how you doing, my man? We good?
Oh man, thank God, really good. Good to see you, G. Bush.
Hey man, it's always love, man. So this off season has been so exciting for a lot of Browns fans. How has it been different to see the Browns be involved in some of the moves and to be mover and shakers as opposed to what they were doing a couple years back and not being able to even attract some of the names in the free agency.
I tell you what, I think fans see the fans have trust right now, where before there's just too much movement. You know what I mean? I feel like we're more stable now. We got the office in place, we got the coaching staff in place, and players want to come now. Where before this was just a paycheck. I felt.
Listen. You're the third person I talked to. And you already, there's a saying that you say, what already is understood don't need to be said. Everybody just feel like this was just a place to come to get that last big check, to get you a couple, to get fat and to ride off into the sunset, so to speak. Right. But now it seems like you got guys like Malik Jackson who's talking about like, hey, I know Jadeveon Clowney is one of the guys that want to, we've been talking to you. Hey, look, I ain't trying to count your pockets, but if you want to come on and be a part of a winning program, this is where you need to be at.
Yeah, when you're signing somebody like John Johnson III, he could have went anywhere really. When you're getting, you're getting people really talking. Hey, let's take a look at Cleveland. You got players taking less money to come here now. You never thought about that.
Deals.
Never.
Guys are giving deals. Troy Hill, think about it. John Johnson was the highest rated guy in terms of Pro Football Focus in his pass grade and his run game. So, he's a guy that could have signed anywhere. And he's saying, oh, no, I'm going to sign early and often. Crazy.
Now, don't you think he also would have I feel like he got in Troy Hill's ear, said, hey, Troy,
definitely,
come on over.
Definitely. He probably told him, I can imagine when he's signing that deal a little bit, he'd be like, hey, listen, how much money we got left? We got a little something left. Hey, Troy, listen, I'm telling you, you might want to come on over here and get this money real quick. You know what I'm saying? Right. They got a dude named Grady Williams. I know he hurt right now, but I know they got you in a slot right now. You can get some of that outside corner. I know for a fact. He told him, like, come on over here and let's work, right? When you look at the I would guess the power rankings, and power rankings are something that I guess Browns fans never really ever really looked at. We was always worried about like you said, continuity. How many years can we get a GM and a coach to be here, and do we need another quarterback? All of those things are solidified. What are your thoughts on saying, wow, are the Browns really like a 1, 2, 3 type, seed or type team in the AFC in terms of where your Super Bowl contenders are in the pecking order?
Well, I tell you this, G. Bush, as a fan, every year we used to just look forward to the draft. That's all we looked forward to.
That's it.
Now we're looking forward to, man, come on, hurry up, September. Let's get this started. You know what I mean? Now I look at the draft and I used to get excited, and I'm like, man, why the hell are we getting, why are we getting excited just over a draft?
It's different now.
I'm excited for the season now.
That's the way it's supposed to be. That's it.
It's supposed to be this way.
That's the way. This is it. Like for me, for the rest of the people, it's like, when you're looking around and, no disrespect to the Jets or anybody else like that, hey, we were where you were, right. Trying to figure out if you need a quarterback with Sam Darnold. If you're going to draft a quarterback, you didn't let your coach go. Are you going to draft? Do you need a weapon at receiver, or do you need a quarterback first? We had all that, those same arguments and conversations, but now we start to feel like this is football. Forget
Yes.
the draft. I mean, and think about it. The draft is here, and I haven't even heard people like going crazy about it.
No, right now the draft to me is let's get our fill-ins. You know what I mean?
We're looking for depth. We're looking
That's
for
it.
depth and guys to plug and play. And you can look at it and say, okay, well, what philosophy do they want to do? Do they want guys to move up? Do you want to move up and get a guy that you may really covet? Do you want to move back and maybe you want to take a couple of picks and see if you can stash a couple picks for next year and still get the guy that's on your big board? What would your philosophy be for the Browns going into this draft?
You know, G. Bush 99, our Super Bowl was the draft, okay? Mm-hmm. Right now, I feel like we could do anything. We could stay at 26. We could move up. We could actually take next year's number one and really move up if we wanted to. If there's a player that we, as a GM, you say, okay, we got to have this linebacker or we got to have this, defensive end, and we got to move up, I don't know, another 10 picks. You could add this year's draft, next year's draft. I feel like we're going to be high in next year's draft anyway.
Yeah, that's a great point. Next
you know what
year,
I mean?
Next year's draft, we was drafted 26 this year. So to me, I'm already looking to say, at worst, if the Browns make a playoff game and they happen to lose the first round, you're what, 24th? You're still at 24th. So that's not where we want to end up. You can be picking 26th, 27th. You could be picking a lot of places, 25. So if you see a guy in this draft who you say, man, this dude is generational type talent, and we got an opportunity to get him and you need to go up a couple places, do it. Make the move and
100%.
And keep that player under asset for 5 years, and it just really works. How have you thought about the way Andrew Bear has gone about this off season? How do you think he's gone about building this team and the way he's spent the cap space?
He's like a smart shark. You know what I mean, G. Bush?
Right.
He is picking and choosing what is going to work for us. He don't care really about all these, some of these guys are getting paid some crazy money, but G. Bush.
J.J. Watt getting paid a lot of money. He's getting paid crazy bread. Like, I saw what he getting. I said, oh, salute. I shook Arizona's hand and said, hey, congratulations, Kyler Murray. There's your defensive end for 2 years.
Let's be honest. I don't think he's worth that money. Not coming off of these injuries.
And you got to think about it too. How close are they? Right? If J.J. Watt goes to the Browns and you say, okay, well, they got Myles Garrett and they got a bunch of young guys, like it looks like, he doesn't have to carry the load. I mean, I get it. Arizona is still a playoff team. They potentially a playoff team with him, but I don't know if they're better than the Buccaneers or the Packers or anything like that.
Right. So going back to the draft, I'm thinking if we have Greedy back to what Greedy was in college and Del Pitt back to how he was, I don't think our secondary could be touched. Okay, let's just focus on filling in the gaps on that D-line, on that maybe defensive end, maybe get a linebacker. But, man, we're looking really good. So I don't see like a like you said in the beginning, we're always looking for that quarterback. We're always looking for that, number 1 through number 5 pick. I ain't looking at that no more.
And before we get up out here, I thank you so much for taking a couple moments with me to just break some bread and just talk Browns really quickly. When you look at it in this division, when you look at it in the AFC North, where do you have the pecking order, so to speak? And I won't even say the AFC North because I think both. I think Pittsburgh is taking a step back. We all understand that they have done that. Let me throw these names out to you. I think the three teams that were even going into it were the Browns, the Bills, and the Ravens. How do you rank all three of those teams and the moves that they made, and how do you see them going into 2021?
I used to say the Ravens, but right now, man, honestly, I feel like the Bills are not to be messed with.
Yeah, I think to me, I think the way the Bills look, I don't know. I keep saying to this myself, I don't know how sustainable Lamar Jackson is. I don't know how he's still gonna just be like unstoppable. He's still gonna do Madden stuff. But I mean, Josh Allen was like crazy last year. I mean, he was ridiculous last year. I mean, if he takes another step, they got the receiver there. The Bills played well offensively and defensively. I would put right now, I would say, man, I'd have the Browns and the Bills. I would have Browns, Bills like a 1 and 1A.
Right.
I wouldn't be mad if you flip-flopped them. And then I would have the Ravens coming in at third because I don't think that they've done enough with the receiving core to really do something to like overtake those next two teams, unless Lamar Jackson goes back video game style from a couple years ago and wins another MVP. Then obviously it's all. But you know who due for a step, right? So you had Lamar Jackson had his step, Josh Allen had his step. If we get that Baker Mayfield step, it's a wrap. And
he wants to get paid.
Yeah, if you get a competitive Baker,
yeah, in
a contract year,
yeah, with
some weapons back, oh come on, you listen, Brian. Look, I'm getting excited. Can we fast forward, man?
Please.
Let's get this off, man. Only thing we need is we need this all to be opened up. I need everybody to be able to be ready to go. We need COVID-19 to be out of here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We need people to be getting vaccinated. We need people to be healthy, wearing their mask. Everybody is good. And we can go to Browns games. That's what we need.
And I tell you what, G. Bush, before you let me go, I feel like the way our secondary is built, we could come up and stop Lamar Jackson. He can't run on us like he used to, like he did last year or the year before. I really think that secondary could play back. They could play up to the line. I think
astute. That's a
I really think that the way the secondary is built, we could run with the runners and we could run with the quarterbacks in the backfield. You know what I mean?
Hey, I think that's really astute. I talked about it like this. You're going to have Delpit, you're going to have Harrison, and you're going to have Johnson. You're going to have a lot of 3 safety looks. You're going to have you might even have one of those dudes down in the box, spying. You have one of those dudes guarding the tight end. The level of speed on this defense has tremendously jumped from season to season. We talked about it. Don't let us get another end. Don't let us get another end. I mean, we've already upgraded what Takk McKinley can do as far as his athleticism on the edge. Don't let us mess around and get Clowney. Clowney, stop playing around. But you just signed. Take our money. Come on. Right. Stop playing around and come down here to the lake, get this money, and get ready to put one of the best jerseys on in the game. Nobody has the best. We have the best color rush jerseys in the game. Come on, bro.
100. Right.
Hey, man, Nasser, I appreciate you, man. I want to thank you for jumping on with me tonight. Appreciate you. Blessings to you and your family. And we'll talk again soon.
Appreciate you, G. Bush.
All right, appreciate you, man. All right, now.
Bye-bye.